What's going on, everybody? It's your guy, Jay Stoggs, the Buff Nerd. And I'm here, of course, with my guy from way back. And Jay, what up, dude?
How you doing, brother? How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good. And yo, welcome to the Chop Shop. As always, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share this to your friends, to your folks, to your people you like, people you hate. We like them all here. Make sure that you're doing that. Make sure that you also, if you want to listen to it on anywhere, any podcast, Amazon, Apple, we are there. We're on Instagram, Facebook Live, all that stuff. So, yeah, check us out. Big Game Entertainment, always fun, always here, always live. Chop Shop was heated last week. We had to
Pretty
get some
much.
stuff off our chests.
My chest. My chest.
Make sure that you check those clips. We comment back. So yeah, sometimes you got to do that. Sometimes when when you're in the shop, it is what it is. So
Right?
it's gonna be fun tonight though. I don't it shouldn't be as heated. It should be, pretty. Who knows?
We'll see.
Who knows? Who knows? Who
I
knows?
like that. We on the chop shot. I literally got my hair cut a couple days ago, so I'm ready for
There you
show.
go.
I'm ready for
Same
show.
here. Same here. I'm telling you, yo, good to see you, yo. Hey, man, whatever.
I feel
I
you.
know this big game. Whatever, bro. Hey, I don't do nothing, man. I just give my opinion, and that's all I do, man. I know last week I had, I was trying to do something there, and it didn't work out. But yo,
That's okay. That's okay.
we ready to get this thing going, man.
Let's get this show off. Let's get it
You know what
going.
I'm saying? Avery's gonna hop in with us, and hopefully some other folks who knows who jumps into the shop. But for right now, it's just right here, and that's good. Y'all get those cowboy cuts. You know it. I wish they had other cuts for the team, but that's a whole nother. See, we already thrown up because it has to happen on
Right.
that receiver side. Good God, what are we doing here? What are we doing? But yo, before we jump in there, let's go into UNC. I talked to Angie about this before we came on, and UNC, the reputation for UNC and Duke really has been they were blue bloods,
Right.
but
Right.
it seems as though college basketball really has been turned on its head, and the Big 12 has really made this push where you're looking at U of H and SMU and even TCU and all these cats that are Baylor that are like, hey, and Baylor's been there and they've won, right? And look, man, I told you, you never know who's going to jump in the shop. But before I do, we're going to answer this question though: is UNC, and I'll even say, is Duke over? Are they over? Is it done?
Okay. Well, as I guess the Dookie of the show right now, no, Duke is not over. Duke isn't close to being over. Um, Literally, I know Coach K retired, and his main assistant is now the head coach, Shires. Um, First off, ESPN does nothing but carry Duke. Okay, so that should let you know Duke is the team. Like literally, I just got cable like maybe a month ago, and
Yeah.
I've loved ESPN ever since. And it's just every Monday, Duke versus VTech, Duke versus whoever. Like Duke ain't going nowhere. Okay, Duke's
Yeah.
record right now, even
Hold on, see what I
with
hear. What up, coach?
okay,
Yo,
but
what's up, man? Hey, I snuck in this thing because I know how y'all gonna do. And you're a Duke fan. That's another reason I got a message to you, man. There's no way that you should like them. They suck. Um, they overdog. Put a fork in them.
no
Coach
sir,
K left.
no sir.
North Carolina. I don't know what they happened. They lost the national championship game, and they lost their spirit and their heart in that game to Kansas last year. They ain't playing with the damn Kentucky. They cheat and they still can't win. I don't know what's going on with college basketball.
Okay, so I
We-
appreciate that game. However, Duke is still going on strong. Okay, they're 22-8. Okay, they're about to be in the big dance here again, probably a top four seed depending on region. So
Yeah.
they're undefeated at home. You know what I mean? So, I mean, you save money, but it's the reason why ESPN wants to carry Duke every show. So, I mean, it is what it is. Duke is the cash cow of the ACC right now.
Exactly. Yeah,
Like,
Duke is a money grabber.
right.
I grew up liking Carolina and cheering for them back in the day, so I'm always anti Duke. It doesn't matter how good they really are. It's just like when the Cowboys are good. I'm never going to say they're good, and they're not good, even though you think they are.
Wow.
When
Wow.
when Duke is good, they're still bad to me because I just don't like them. But the thing that Duke is going to have to do that they didn't want to do, and Krzyzewski started doing it late in his career, they're going to have to start grabbing some of the one and dones to be a little bit more competitive early
Hmm.
and get that and still have those true players on that squad with them. But they're going to bring some of those guys in to make it work, man.
Well, they got one right now. I believe his name is Flip Flipowski. He's
Yeah,
there.
he's a baller.
Yeah, he's already a lottery pick. There's definitely holes in his game, but he's a 7 foot stretch. He can dribble, he can pass. I mean, so a lot of teams already are salivating on him. He scores 20 a game, so he's very fluid in the paint, got moves to lose. Think of that a little more active Kevin Love.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, guess who's walking in through the shop? Let's go ahead and bring in the musicologist. Hey, Reed. What's
What's
up,
up,
man?
baby? Little
What's going
Hey,
on?
technical
man,
difficulties
What's up,
here,
Mr.
Hey,
man.
and
Reed?
with these kids,
I'm
man.
gonna let y'all carry on. I gotta run these. I gotta get these kids ready to get picked up by their parents, man. I'm at the track meet. I snuck in while I'm working. I did my thing. You know what I'm saying? We went out there. My throwers one shot put and distance. We did our thing. Um, so now I'm gonna go out here, maybe make sure the parents pick these children up, and I'm gonna try to jump back on here before y'all done tonight, man.
That's
Hey,
right. Hey,
remember
shout
the
out.
motto. Remember the motto. No
That's
more
right.
don't
Shout out
play
to
with them booty games.
don't play no
Hey,
booty game.
that's number one rule. I
That's
told
the
somebody that, hey
motto.
man, I don't know what y'all do. We don't play booty games back here. You understand me?
Don't play
There you
That's
booty
go.
number
Real
one
game.
talk.
rule in the locker room. Ain't no booty game.
Yeah.
Real
Shout
talk.
out to the coach of the
Ain't no
month.
ain't no they or them. It's he or him, and goddamn it, we don't do that.
Real talk.
Get out of here, man.
That's great.
Fellas, can
Yo,
y'all hear me
yo.
good?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. You coming in loud and clear,
Just making sure, man.
musicologist.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Technical
No.
difficulties, but it's good to be here. What's good,
Oh
guys?
man,
What's
hey, man,
good?
glad to have you in here,
Good
bro.
evening,
We
sir.
just
Always.
chopping it up about
And
you
I'm
and
glad you came back, bro.
Of course, I'm gonna come back now. Look, me and Jabari have been arguing with each other for years. That ain't
Look,
nothing.
you know out my whole name.
You just saw it. Like he
Yes,
gets me
boy.
heated at least once a month. That's I can't talk sports with him
That's
every day.
love, man. That's love.
No, it really is. Like it's some
Love.
true love here. Like
Yeah.
this boy right here this man is my brother. Like
Hey, man,
literally.
I had to text him though. Don't lie. I had to text him like, "Yo, we
We
it's
good?
good, right?"
Yeah, of course we good.
He
But
just
yeah,
put,
just because I'm huffing and puffing, that's all right.
he put ... Yeah. So it's all good, man. It's all good. But yeah, UNC, Duke. I mean, my question was: is it over for them? Is Coach K is gone? The rivalry. Who cares? They're not even ranked really. They're not even ranked. So it's like, look, I get what you're saying, and as far as the ESPN is carrying them, and that's contractual. But if you ask me, is anyone checking in for Duke like that? Even as we get closer to March, right? Like they're looking at large bids, which is crazy to think that UNC is looking at an at large bid.
Right.
But
College basketball.
yeah.
Both of those teams have lost its luster over the years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
But
it's
see,
not the same.
it has everything to do with college basketball changing. Like, and we're the old heads. So when we think of college, we think of players associated with that uniform. The one and done has really like hurt college basketball because you actually could follow a team and maybe one or two seniors would graduate or whatever, but you still knew that team. Like we know the 90 running Rebs with Stacey Augman and Larry Johnson. We
UNLV,
know
boy.
Right. We know the Christian Laettner, Grant Hill, Bobby Hurley, Dukies. We know Rasheed Wallace and Vince Carter. Like we were able to grow up with these teams. We know
Yeah.
the Arkansas Razorbacks with Todd Day and Corliss Big
Fab
Man
Five, nigga.
Williams.
Fab Five in Michigan.
Not right. But that's the thing. We every year when the tournament hit, we got to learn these teams. We got to learn these players. Tim Duncan and Randolph
Wake
Childress, Wake Forest.
Yeah.
So the one and done has really killed, or maybe not killed, that's too strong, but it has soured us from really paying attention because now you're strictly rooting for the jersey. Like they
So,
don't say enough to know who they are. Like we don't
so
know.
do you watch? Are you excited when March comes around for brackets?
Yes, but it's not. It's not because of that reason anymore. Because of the March Madness and the bracketology, and you know how it is.
Yeah.
What's your bracket look like compared to mine? You know, you have that school bracket or that work bracket, or you're looking at it now kind of as a fantasy football lens.
Yeah.
You want your bracket to be close. You want bragging rights over, Jay Stoggs or A. Reed, or you see what I'm saying? That's the reason why we check out the tournament. Now there are going to be a lot of wonderful games, and you always have your spoilers, your Cinderella teams. But the reason why we watch now is we want bragging rights over, the 16 other teams that filled out the bracket.
So the bracket now is just to rubbing in other people's faces like you're an idiot, and I know I can pick better than you.
Right. Like, you know how it is. Like last year, I had a bracket with my wife. Like, we both are watching these games vested in different teams. I know for a fact you had a bracket with your wife, and she was picking because I like the mat. Yeah. So, I mean, it can appeal to anybody. It's mainstream. And because everybody can go to their printer and print out a bracket and fill it out. Winter games, winter playing games. You got Dairy Queen University versus, RB State. You still invested in.
When do y'all actually pay attention to the March Madness? I won't lie, man, because it'd be so many teams. But when it hits about like Sweet 16, that's when I'm kind of
16
tuned in. You know?
If it's before then like I may look for the playing game to see which HBCU is there. But other than that, which is sad because it should be more of them. But I'm looking at that. But then past that, I'm trying to see who I could pick better, or who I'm better at, and say, look, you can't pick teams, but I just give it to whoever and say, which are the best mascots? That's a funny one. Banana Slugs, picking them. Got it. The Angry Okras, picking them. So I mean,
Angry
Okra. Those are true mascots. And I will pick them.
I believe that though. I believe that. The Angry Okras. Where is that from? Somebody.
I don't know. We'll Google it.
I like that.
I'm about to look that up. I want to know who has
that is
Angry
Okras,
man.
The Angry Okra.
That is a straight PlayStation 5 college football creator school right there.
Creator school. That's it. Can't wait for that to come back.
That is Delta State University.
There you go.
This a for real mascot?
Delta State University.
I'm the buff nerd. I'm not gonna steal your wrong people.
Wow.
They call it the fighting okra, but
the fighting okra.
Okay.
But he looks angry if you look at him.
Yeah. Okay, so now I got to type this in myself just to see.
Well, why are you typing that in?
I am intrigued, sir.
This is crazy.
Fighting okra. There you go. That's what I'm here to do. I'm the buff nerd. Blow your brains. Blow your minds.
Yeah. It's true. It is true.
Over the weekend, Tommy Fury has given Jake Paul his first loss.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah. No.
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 Hey, Reed, did you watch the fight?
No.
So
No,
it is here's the question that I had, and I
I don't
posed it.
waste my money. I've probably bootlegged one of the fights that he had against I
Well,
think Woodley or something. I think I
yeah.
bootlegged that last one, but no, man,
Well,
I can't.
here's the question I have. Right between him and his brother Logan, who is in the WWE,
Who's
Right.
making moves in
is
WWE?
making moves in WWE. Are
He's good.
are they the new face of sports entertainment?
Fuck no. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that on this show.
No, it's passion. That's passion.
Hell no.
Hell no, really? I
Bro, you
mean,
got people that's been invested in this in these
I got you.
sports, nigga, all their
I understand.
lives.
I
And you mean to
understand.
tell me some YouTubers are just gonna come in and take over what guys been building on they whole entire career? Nah, bro. Nah, bro.
Say, man,
Because look, nobody takes the
Justin
Jake Paul
Bieber.
fight serious. Nobody takes his fights as a serious fight. It's just entertainment bullshit. You know, Logan, literally when they had the WrestleMania down here at
Yeah.
DFW, like he
Mhm.
was there, like he performed down there. He did, and I'll give it to him. Logan does a good job of whatever he does. I'm telling you that high flying bullshit on WWE, that's crazy. So I commend him for that. But this Jake Paul stuff, come on, bro. It would be one thing if he was fighting legit fighters. Y'all are
I
telling
mean,
me that this
Fury
man is
isn't
5 and
legit.
0, 6 and 0. No, I'm saying you're telling me Jake Paul is a legit, but and he actually has a boxing record, but he's fought MMA guys and he's fought ex NBA players and guys who don't have no kind of career in boxing, but you're gonna consider that an actual record. Tommy Fury was his first actual boxing challenge,
Yes,
and supposedly what they said it was an even fight. That's kind of
it
hard for me
was.
to see.
It was split decision.
That's
Tommy Fury
crazy.
won by split decision. He got a knockdown on Tommy Fury. Like I said, I watched the highlights. I wasn't gonna pay that money for it. There ain't no way for that. But from what I saw, and I'll go back and see it, but from what I saw, he look, I'm not a Jake Paul fan. I'm not. But if he continues on this path, if he's said true to what he's saying that he's a fighter, he wants to be a fighter, he really wants to be in this game. Okay, the Paul brothers may be the new face of sports entertainment.
Hell no.
Right. Okay.
Hell
So,
no.
Mr. Reed, this is where I'll try my best to, because again, this is where Jay will hook you with
I'm
these
not
non-sisms that he's got.
Nah, I'm gonna stand firm on my ground.
No,
We ain't playing this.
I'm gonna address this a different way, and I'm gonna do my best to answer my brother.
Let's go.
Okay, so are they the face of some type of new
the
era
new
with sports entertainment?
the
The
new
answer is no. But I'm going to use a wrestling term here. Hey, Reed, I know you know what I'm talking about here. Can they draw? Okay, that's a 70s and 80s wrestling term for
Facts.
putting butts in the
In the
seat.
seats. Exactly.
Okay, this is what
Exactly.
Ric Flair, Dusty Rhodes, Sting,
Charisma.
Hogan, like they
Yeah.
could talk you into buying a ticket to enjoy the show.
Right.
Now I'm gonna flip this on its head for 2022 and 2023. When you have enough eyes on social media, whether it's TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever it is, those are eyes that are falling on your individual product. And what both Paul brothers do well is market themselves and draw. So the same way us old heads are like, man, we're not about to pay attention to these Paul boys. The younger generation love them. So I have respect for what the Paul boys are doing. Okay. But are they the future? No. Not at least there's not the future for us, but it could be for an 18-year-old,
Are you
maybe
saying we don't
two.
have a future?
They give an entertaining product for
Right.
right now. But if we're talking future of the sport, shit, no.
Are they gonna be 40 still doing this?
I don't think,
No.
but I think you'll see. I think you'll see others come behind them. Look, golf is now on YouTube, right? They have live golf tournaments on YouTube. PGA is starting to do that as well because they're like, look, we got to do something, and PGA is concerned because they're trying to figure out how they can combat the live tournament, right? And now more and more golfers are saying, hey, we don't like your system. You starting to shorten the field, you starting to make it smaller, and the payouts aren't right. So I
Mhm.
mean, you starting to see that. You see these again, and I bring up Justin Bieber
It's
because
the same thing as wrestling. I
well,
mean, if you don't go to one, if you've been in the WWE all your life, and then here comes AEW talking about I'll pay you more money to do the exact same thing, holla back. I mean, now it might be blood money now because it's Saudi Arabia, and them jokers put you in
Mhm.
their castle if you don't return. But
Mhm.
I mean, Phil
TV.
Mickelson is like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with that. But I mean, seriously, if you don't necessarily care where the money's coming from, and
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
it is a lot of money.
So I mean, it's the same thing.
It is a lot of money. But that's what I'm saying. Now I think you have athletes and you have people like them that can really make their own way and say, you know what? I don't have to follow the traditional way of doing this. I don't have to do it the way that Coco Beware, one of the greatest wrestlers ever, did it. You know,
Uh,
Coco
I love
Beware.
you, Coco. Wherever you are, man, I love you, bro. You don't have to go that route. Love
No,
Coco.
I mean they I commend them for how they've gotten their way into it. Again, like you said, it's not the traditional way.
Mhm.
So they found their ways to notch their, I guess, their edges into those realms. But
Yeah,
if we're talking the actual sport, look,
yeah.
Jake Paul is not gonna sell out. No, he's not gonna sell out seats like Earl Spence. Sorry. He's not
If
gonna
you
sell
see
out.
him fight Earl Spence, would you
No,
would
I'm
you watch
saying
it
he
again?
he he's not gonna sell out like Earl Spence would. He wouldn't sell out like Terrence Crawford would, you know.
If he fights a mid-tier boxer, let's say ranked, what's the ranking that he would fight that you would pay money to see?
Well, he's a cruiserweight right now. He would be
Yeah,
considering the cruiserweight. So I don't know, man. A ranking, it had to
yeah.
be top. It had to be top 10 at
Okay,
least for me to pay
that's
attention.
fair.
At the same time, how many rounds was this fight
8,
between him and Fury? 8.
8.
You're gas. He's already gassed out by 5 and 6.
I mean, so this is the beginning of his career. This would be
That's
the
fine.
consider. So like Tyson when he started out, right now the thing with Tyson, and we're talking 80s, of course,
But he
but I
was a
mean he
nominee.
had
He was an
yeah.
anomaly.
Well, I mean, as you start in professional, you don't start out with 12 rounds, right? You don't start out with 10. You generally
Yeah,
start out with
yeah,
4, right? And 8,
yeah.
and then you start moving up as you start moving up in rank. The same thing is here. Now you're right. He's gassed because most of the time he was fighting people who were not boxers. Tommy Fury had something behind him, right? And he had his brother as well who was helping him. So he was not unfamiliar. Okay, he wasn't unfamiliar,
I feel like
but
that's
he
kind
held
of
his own.
bad though. I feel like that's kind of bad on Tommy Fury's part. There's no way that should have been a split decision. Like you feel like if he's been
Yeah,
boxing
yeah,
and this guy just random guy, like it shouldn't have been no split decision. But I understand, the scorecards to keep it,
yeah.
like Jake
But I
has a chance.
mean,
But mm,
hey, he knocked him down. Paul knocked him
mm,
down, so he had the same chance. Um, he had the same chance. Let's switch gears here, man. Let's switch it over into NFL. And I know NBA is going on. We can talk some NBA here, but I'm so curious about this Lamar Jackson saga that we
mm.
got going. Um, they've been quiet as far as Baltimore, and now they're coming out and saying we covered our QB and we don't want to get rid of him. but it doesn't seem like they're doing anything to keep him.
They're in a rock and a hard place.
Man.
They're in a rock and a hard place.
And
it's coming from a Bengals fan. This is Ravens. Y'all in my division. I got love for Lamar, but y'all in a rock and a hard place because they don't know if they want to keep Lamar, but then at the same time they know that if they let go of Lamar, somebody else is going to scoop him up, possibly a better team, and he can act a fool. He's still a generational, once in a lifetime type of talent. You know what I'm saying? What he does, what he's able to do. So Ravens really got to figure that out.
And the Ravens are 23rd. They have a 23 pick overall. So you're gonna have to give up a lot to move up. Ed came up with something interesting.
All right, I'll share. Okay, so when I see this situation, man, I see the organization as like the 28-year-old male who's comfortable. And then Lamar Jackson is, the 27. I've been riding, I've been dying with you, but now I want to get married. And I'm looking at the Ravens organization like, man, everything was good. We've been together for about 6-7 years.
Right.
I'm comfortable where I am. Like, look, I love you, but I'm not like in love with you to take the next step. So that's how I see this. And you know how, and this is not me, but we would say, baby, what do I got to do to keep you here? And anything is set marriage. What you want? Like, you can have whatever you like, but in your soul, when you talk to your boys, you're like, man, Felicia tripping over here, want to get married, man. Hey, your boy, I ain't trying to do that.
Right.
So she's just bumping the gums, man. So long story short, I think that there could be maybe a sign and trade. My thing is we can have both parties happy. Houston has, I believe, the number 2 pick. My thing is Baltimore, if you really don't want to pay him, then don't pay him. But work with him. Maybe go, sign and trade him to who is this? Houston.
Yeah, Houston is 2.
The number 2 pick. You can trade him to Indianapolis. Okay. So yeah, I just kind of think that there's other ways to go about this if you don't want to pay him his bread.
So who's going to be the quarterback there in Baltimore?
No, that's what I'm saying. You can trade up to go get one because there are so many quality quarterbacks in the draft this year. I mean, you can go get Stroud, you can go get Bryce Young, you can get whoever you want to. I mean, really, you can build up your roster, and then at 23, go get a guy that you like. So, I mean, my thing is use Lamar as a building block for the future, like Dallas did with Herschel Walker. Like get a bundle load of picks and say, we've done all we can do with you, and then let's go younger and let's see what happens. Maybe you can get a Lawrence. Maybe you can get a Mahomes. Maybe you can get a Justin Fields. Like, go get somebody else if you don't want to pay him.
Speaking of, do you think Chicago should trade for Lamar?
No.
Give him Justin Fields?
No, not at all. I love Justin Fields. I really do. I mean,
he need the pieces around him, man. He need the pieces around him.
Correct. Mooney ain't it. And the other guy they got from Pittsburgh, big talker, but he can't catch. Claypool. He ain't it either.
Yeah.
That man been talking. He was a rookie when Ben threw him the ball. Like, he had that one season where this dude was looking great. That was all Ben.
That's what I'm saying. Do you think Lamar, maybe Justin Fields is not there yet?
But his greatness, dude, all you need to do is like Reese said, you mess around and give that boy a weapon, give just one.
You've seen flashes of what Jay Fields can do, man.
Right, that boy is legit. Like when
Seen flashes,
that nigga
but I
play
think
some ball.
the other point too is that internal clock in his head. Um, it's really quick. Like it's 1, 2, I'm running, and going through progressions. And I get what you're saying. You got to have players. You got to have people that, hey, after that 2 seconds or that 1.5 second, they're you can let it go. Maybe he doesn't have that patience or that clock yet to where he's getting sacks, right? He's getting sacked, or he's like, I just got to go because there ain't nobody else.
What you just said, I'm getting sacked. If I'm constantly
Because he's
getting
getting
sacked,
sacked.
if I'm constantly getting sacked, then my clock is gonna be 1, 2. I'm gone. As soon as I see that first arm come across the line, dog, I'll be shit. I gotta go.
And that's what I'm saying. Maybe Lamar Jackson is maybe a better fit for that offense and team, knowing that again, he's had some weapons, but they've been diminished, right? There's not a lot there. They can use whatever they get from Chicago, and their pick to hopefully bolster that. Now, again, you're sitting there at number one. You already have quote unquote your quarterback of the future.
right.
So I think Chicago is trading back.
Right. That's the thing. If you're Chicago, you would love to trade with somebody so they could get whoever they want and you can get a nice bundle yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, quarterback is not the need for Chicago. The problem is, and I'm going to use that 34-year-old Emmitt Smith quote, you got a diamond surrounded by some trash. You know what I mean? And look, man, Chicago, but they need players, period. Like,
Yeah.
you need the ghost of Gale Sayers. You know, you need Dick Duckus.
Yeah.
You need Brian Urlacher without hair. Like you need
you need that Lovie Smith defense, man.
right.
For real.
Yeah. And offensive line. You need a lot. You need a lot.
You need the Super Bowl shuffle. You need the refrigerator.
Yeah.
Play both ways. Like Justin Fields can make it happen. Like the difference between Justin Fields and Jalen Hurts, like Jalen can get you 20, 30 a chunk.
Yeah.
That Fields got some breakaway speed. Like
he does.
He's got that track speed. Like he mousing corners, so they used him a bunch last year. Like they was like,
they did.
All right, Fields, we're gonna have you run on first down.
Well, I think that was more his decision.
I'll hand it to Herbert or Montgomery second down.
Yeah.
But third and anything, just run. And that's how you got hired.
Well, here's a question I have for you. If you're a running back and you're behind a player like Hurts or Fields or even Lamar, are you like, man, this is going to suck for me?
It's the other way around. Because every time you do that RPO, they're always looking at the quarterback. If you know how to cut, one cut and go, Miles Sanders is loving it. Like in Herbert, because he was one of my backs I drafted, he was okay before he got hurt. He was doing some good things. So you want a running quarterback because the defense can't fixate on you. This ain't the 90s where you got Emmitt Smith in the background. You know what I mean? And all eyes are on Emmitt Smith. You got a running quarterback like a Michael Vick or old school Randall Cunningham or who we're talking about now, Fields.
Yeah.
Linebackers don't know what to do. They scared out their mind. And then you got defensive coordinators sitting here putting Micah Parsons as middle linebacker because you don't know who's going to get the ball, and he's literally the fastest guy on the team.
Yeah.
It puts a tremendous bunch of pressure on your front seven.
I think it does, but if you stop or minimize that one person, what else do you have? I think that has been the issue that you see Chicago win, that he's hurt or minimized. Now they sitting at first pick overall. So
trade down. Go get the TCU receiver. Like, there's options, man. And then too, you still got to address the defense. Like, Chicago really, like, we joking kid, but who do they have on defense? They traded Raquan, and I'm sorry
oh
if
yeah,
I'm
Raquan,
mispronouncing
yeah,
his name.
Yeah,
They,
Raquan,
they
Khalil
traded,
Mack gone.
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, we were talking about that yesterday on Big Game Sports Buzz, and James Big Game said a good thing though. He said it right. Once they traded Raquan, it was basically they give up. They give up on defense. We're done. We don't want to play no more on defense. So I think you got to look at with the Bears, and again, I get it in the North and all of that, but it's sad to see because they're one of those historic teams.
The Bears.
You love watching Justin Fields just because of how crazy of a player and crazy good he is. But every time he runs, you're like cringing because he could get hurt. He really could. And that's the only offense they have.
right.
That's the only offense they have. That's it.
They got a lot of holes over there.
A lot of holes. Who would you say right now is the best running back in the game?
In the NFL?
In the NFL, yes.
Ooh.
Right now.
I would. Ooh, that's a good one. I still wouldn't move far from Henry.
Really?
Derrick Henry still one hell of a beast. But you've got guys who have proven on lesser teams that can, do work. Like Austin Eckler, I would have never thought that he would just show up the way that he did. McCaffrey had another great year in San Francisco. Joe Mixon had another 1,000-yard season.
Yeah.
So it's a handful, but right now, shit, I wouldn't want to be tackling Derrick Henry coming down the middle. Personally,
That's awesome. I love that. I love that. That man, similar to Fields, is the only stud that team has.
Yeah.
Like Tannehill's not gonna, and I'm gonna use the Jabari quote. Tannehill's not gonna throw you open.
No.
At the same time, when Tennessee really looked like they were gonna make a move, they let AJ Brown go.
Yeah.
They let the tight end go to New England, and we ain't seen him since.
Man, lost over there.
So my thing is, what is Tennessee doing? Like Tennessee, I read they said something like, "We love Tannehill." I was like, "Are y'all trying to advance in the playoffs?" Like this dude is like really?
It's time to get rid of Tannehill, though. It's time to get rid of Tannehill.
Hey, I understand. They drafted Willis. They scared to put him out there, but
I don't think he's ready. I don't think he was ready.
No, he's not ready. Yeah. But that's the problem when you don't have, a system like in the 80s where you had a guy like, again, and I'm going to bring up Danny White. I think that's a perfect, guy to talk about. He was behind greatness. He was behind Roger Staubach. So when Staubach finally retired, Danny White, was the next guy in line, and he was ready. Yeah. Even though he didn't make a Super Bowl, he still went to 4 straight NFC contests. Like the team was good. So the problem with playing a 19-year-old or a 20-year-old and just saying, go perform, is they playing against grown-ass men. And they just, like you said, they're not ready. Like, you got to be a special cat. Like, even Troy Aikman, when we were 1-15, Troy did not give us that one win. It was Steve Walsh. So, man, you're going to take a lot of licks. You just got to keep getting up. Hopefully you don't get hurt. And hopefully your confidence is not taken in those developmental years.
It's very rare that you're going to have a quarterback a young quarterback that could just step in the fold and just take it over. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Now,
To do right. And I think Big Ben had did that when he first came in. Um, just reason. I mean, shit. You saw how Joe Burrow did. You know,
mhm,
his first year in Cincy. Um, I mean,
second year.
yeah, he got hurt, but of course, yeah, his second year when he came, I don't consider that
Yeah.
because he got hurt. But yeah, but you know what I'm saying. But it's very rare that you have a quarterback that can just make an instant impact
Right.
into the game. You know, especially NFL. You know,
Yeah.
and how that moves. So, yeah, I agree with you, Jay. I agree.
I mean, so okay, so you said Derrick Henry. Who you didn't say anyone yet, and Jay.
Like I said, I loved how he was name dropping like my top 5 fantasy backs. It was great. Um, I'm scared to push Josh Jacobs there because of that 300-yard game he had because it's
Okay.
his contract year. I don't know if he's going to be, Eric Dampier or Walton Payton. I don't know. I don't know. But that being said, I love McCaffrey. I still think he's the best back in the game.
Hmm.
Eckler, like I said, he's improved. Barkley's up there, Henry's up there. But if you're asking me my number one, because I know how
Yeah.
you are about that,
You know
I
how I
would,
am.
I would say Mr. McCaffrey's got it on lock.
No wrong answer.
I think he's scary. I would put out there Saquon Barkley would be the dude. I think coming out for injury and you seeing what he's capable of, and even with that type of quarterback, Henry's for me is it's kind of weird because I agree with you in the fact that when he's healthy, there's nobody better. There's nobody better, and he's got the yards this past year, but in spite of everything, in spite of Tannehill, and in spite of being injured a little bit and banged up a little bit here and there, but I mean, over 1,500 yards and 13 touchdowns. I mean, that's the only person who had more was Josh Jacobs,
Hmm.
right? So when you see it from that standpoint and understanding that Josh Jacobs is that guy, right? Um,
We're gonna get crazy paid, by the way. You just don't know from who.
well, that part, and he should get the bag, but it's hard to say because the quarterback position has, I mean, the running back position has been devalued
Mm-hmm.
over the past season so much, and I think to a detriment. Um, that yeah, you're not going to see the high that you're not going to see the Z contracts anymore.
Yeah.
That they just assume go into the draft, get that guy on a rookie contract.
Right.
If he's great or good, they'll do the 5th year option and cut him, or just not sign him after that.
Mm-hmm.
So like I'm looking at Bijan Robinson coming out of Texas. To me that's the number one back,
Right.
and he'll be drafted in the first round. Not sure who, but
Dallas.
I don't think he'll. Dallas is
You don't think
27.
he'll last that long?
I don't think he'll
Dallas
last
is
that
a
long.
what 27 pick.
27.
So no, he won't last that long because there's a
I
team
don't
out there
think
that's
he
gonna need
lasts
a
that
back.
long.
Oh,
It's a
I would
team
Yeah,
out
love
there
to
that's gonna
see
need a
that.
back.
I would love to see that.
I would too, but I don't think you see that. You got Seattle, you got Detroit. Um,
Oh, he can go to
you know,
Washington,
he can. He can go to Washington. Vegas is up there.
Vegas,
Uh, Carolina. They're looking
Carolina.
for they're looking for a quarterback. I mean, and that might be a landing place for Lamar. You know, but I mean, I'm you're looking at this man and you're saying, okay, and Houston has 2 picks in the first round. Within, let's see, Houston has the second pick
Number
and the
2.
12th pick.
Yep.
So, that's you get your quarterback, you get your running back.
Now, hold on, man. Pierce is nice because Pierce was the only thing they had last year. He's nice. Damian Pierce, that's who I'm referring to. Their running back.
I know who you're referring to, but Houston needs to clean house, man. Houston's a dumpster fire. And
Well,
it's
they
from
got
GM and owner standpoint.
look.
yeah, from the
They got
owner
DeMarco
down.
Ryans. They got that coach was San Francisco's defensive coordinator.
Defense. We saw
And
offense.
dude, I get you, but you just said clean house. Like you need a leader to do that. And I think DeMarco Murray is a great guy to not only come home, because he's the second greatest Texan to ever play for that franchise. But I just think that
behind JJ Watt.
Right. I think JJ's number one. I think D'Amico Ryans is number two.
I give you that.
Carr.
Yeah.
You don't put Carr in there?
Not in the top two.
Shit, no. Shit. If you talking top three, it's the my receiver, man, Andre.
Yeah, Andre Johnson, right?
Andre, yeah. So.
Not Hop? Not Hopkins?
No.
Huh? You don't put him in there?
No.
He had good years in Houston.
Not in top two. Not in top three. We literally just gave you the list.
Literally, just.
I don't have to accept your list, though.
Right, the same way I don't have to accept your nonsenseisms.
Nonsenseisms? That's not a word. I want to accept that.
You don't have to accept the word, right? It's still a word. Gosh darn it.
It's not. It's not. But yeah, I just don't see him lasting to 27. Because you got Jacksonville sitting at 25.
Oh, what Travis Etienne?
And I like Travis Etienne.
He played
he's
good
a good back.
I don't think they used him right. Because in college they used him everywhere. They let him catch. They used him wide. It wasn't just up the middle. Like they spread this man out. And then he gets to Jacksonville. It's just like, okay, just run up the middle. That's all we need you to do.
Well, you know who else is up there? Well, Tampa Bay's at 19. They just cut
Fournette. That's a good pick. That's a good thing for them.
Fat man Scoop. So, yeah, at 19, I can see. To me, that's a well justified pick.
Bijan, look, Bijan gonna be gone within 15 picks.
Yeah,
he'll be gone within 15.
With
He's
Washington,
a top running back. He'll be gone.
Yeah, New England can pick him up at 14. They already got their QB.
I love Stevenson. I like him too.
Stevens, yeah, but I think
at the top 15. And
what's that?
I say I'm looking at the top 15 right now. You got some teams, especially if Las Vegas doesn't want to pay Josh Jacobs.
Yeah,
I mean, he can go there.
Yeah,
he can definitely go to Atlanta.
Yep,
he can definitely go to Carolina. Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to be there at 27. There's no way. There's no way he'll be there at 27. And dare I say, a lot of the receivers, if we're talking about Cowboys, they won't be there. Right. That not the top ones. You wait. So here's a good question here. Would you trade into the second round pick or into the second round if what you want as far as receiver is not there, running back's not there, you can pick up a lineman in the second round if that's the route you want to go. I've heard, everyone's talking about DB, cornerback. I like the kid from Oregon. I think he's one of the best ones out there.
If Cowboys can't draft another receiver to complement CD, they need to make that a focus.
Do they need a rookie or do they need a vet?
Either or.
That's the question.
Either or. If you can get a rookie that can be a big play, that can just come in and be a big play like CD, like Jamar Chase, like T. Higgins, guys that can just come in first year, your boy Justin Jefferson, guys just come in first year and do what they're supposed to do, then you can luck up. But the problem is, like, Dallas has to find another person that can actually complement. See, I keep saying it. One of the biggest mistakes ever was letting your boy go to Cleveland.
Yeah. Amari, yeah.
It should have That should have never happened.
Not at all. Not at all.
Oh.
You were talking about Quentin Johnson out of TCU, and just a phenomenal receiver, right? Good size. Um, I just don't see. I mean, 6'4". This guy is 6'4", 215. That's a big receiver, man. Um, I don't see him being there. He has the highest rating. Um, maybe Jalen Hyatt.
Was that boy from Tennessee?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe him. Maybe he's there. Um, a lot of people are up on Josh Downs, but he's 5'10". I'm sorry. I'm 5'10". We don't need a 5'10" receiver.
That's a great point, Jay. That's a great point.
A 5'10" receiver.
So, okay, this is what I heard this morning on what is that? 105.
Ursh, good to see you.
The Fan. So I heard a package of a second and a fifth to go get D-Hop.
Bring that energy.
God, they need to make a splash somewhere.
Look, man.
I mean, if that's his cost, I would do that because he's a vet. He's 6'4". He's big. He doesn't necessarily
CD on one side, D-Hop on the other. Come on, bro.
That is something that offensive have to worry about.
That's a 1-2 punch.
And when you talk about Dak can't throw you open, you're right. But all Dak's got to do is throw it high.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with it. Is the cost may be too much.
Look, okay. Here's the thing. To Mr. Reed's credit here, we gave Cleveland a top 20 receiver,
yes,
for a ham sandwich and some
Pringles. Shit back.
Yes.
So if that's the case, we can take the Taco Charleston pick, and we can take the Kelvin Joseph pick or whatever.
Yes.
And we can go get a proven receiver. Like, I don't see anything wrong with that. That is immediate return on your draft capital. My thing is just don't F up the first round pick.
And that is that part right there where we know receiver is where we need to go. That's, to me, that's the most immediate need for this whole team.
I don't know about that one though. For me, the most immediate need right now is running back first, receiver second, cornerback third. Because everything hinges on the running game.
Cornerback, y'all.
Dak's best feature as a quarterback is the play action pass. He needs a running game to do it.
And bootleg, in his naked bootleg. He's actually good on the naked bootleg.
Right, yeah. Like, do it 10 times a game. My whole thing is, though, obviously with play action, bootleg, whatever you want to call it, the running back / backs need to be viable to where the linebackers creep in. Like, and we're scared. We don't know what's going to happen with Pollard. Like, we really don't know. Yeah. And Zeke is on borrowed time. I mean, what is Zeke going to do other than be like Zeke at this point of his career? He's pretty much a locker room leader. Like,
crazy.
Do you franchise tag Pollard?
Okay, if it was me, this would hurt because I love Pollard. I really do. I don't want to pay Zeke anymore. I know that. I'd restructure his deal. I'd ask Pollard, do you want more money? But we can't sacrifice you for the whole team. So that's why I'm willing to try some new backs if Pollard wants to get paid. Like, if Pollard wants to get paid,
go ahead
and go to Atlanta, because I'm scared what you got going. Like, do you have the same hop? Do you have the same burst? Because his leg was broken in 2 places.
Yes.
And that, again,
compound fracture.
If he comes back next year, that's not an injury you gonna get right with at first.
No.
So I'm like, just go with some fresh legs. And again, I hate to say it like this, but you take old Zeke and you put him in the back, and You know what they do to horses when it's over their time. Like,
No, we're not finna shoot Zeke. We're not making glue. We not, man.
look,
But
okay,
I
he can be a stud for them other ones. He can be the running backs leader in the locker room. He can
the
be the
thing is,
professional.
yeah, the thing is that if Pollard walks, which he may very well do,
Right, he can go to Atlanta. Atlanta can pay him.
he can
They
go
ain't
to
got nothing to
Atlanta.
lose.
If we don't restructure, which Zeke has already said he'll restructure, but we restructure Zeke, right? What's left on the roster as it was standing when the last game was Malik Davis. And
Well, Jay, I'll say this: you've been screaming Malik Davis's name since week 8, so I would say put up or shut up, Jay Stoggs. He's on the roster. Let's see what he can do.
let's
Now, at the
see.
same time, put him up against a wonderful rookie, and let's see what we can do there. I'm with
But
it.
that
Look,
that wonderful rookie, and this is why the draft is so crazy because for a running back, you can get him in the 4th round, 5th round, 6th round. You know, as it has been in the past years. A 2nd round running back, a 3rd round running back, you can get them. For me, that DB, and I agree, the DB position, that cornerback / DB position is very vital. But that receiver position, as I continue to look at this team and look at where they were and what they've done, it's getting to a point where you have one receiver on this team, and the rest are 3s and 4s at best.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
yeah, we
They're
agree with
3s and 4s at best.
Y'all continue this way, man. You're gonna have to start. You'll have to start not putting so much blame on Dak because Dak's gonna only be able to do what he can with the pieces that he has around him. Granted,
And it's
I'm not
yeah,
discrediting him from throwing interceptions and stuff like that. But when you don't have playmakers
you.
on your
Right.
team,
Where
guys that you
everybody's
can,
6'5", or I'm sorry,
yeah,
5'9".
guys that you can rely on play after play after play.
look,
I mean, it's ugh.
he's a generational player, but I'm Tyreek Hill is 5'9". Okay. There's been some 5'9" players that have been really good.
So you
Right?
tried. Okay, so to your argument, we got one. His name is Turpin. This dude made
Yes.
the Pro Bowl as a kick returner. And my
Yes.
deal is this: if he has that much ability to cut,
Right. And
and
that's what
I
I'm
hate to be
saying, James.
judgmental, but Gallup and Noah Brown, there's nothing dynamic about them. Why not give that boy a shot? At least give him like 4 games. Jet sweeps, comebacks, receiver screens, something. I mean,
Well, you have to be you have to be creative
oh, I thought
in
that's what
your
Kellen Moore was, right? Didn't he come from a whole school of 5'9" receivers?
that's
So
what
I,
that's what we were
yo,
told.
to be honest, like last year, I
Yeah.
was super hype on
Yeah.
Turpin. I was like, he was in the semi-pro. He was an MVP. Like he did it
Yes.
receiving and kick returning. I'm like,
Yes.
this is a great compliment to
Yes.
Lamb.
I'm thinking this is our Debo Samuel. That's what I'm thinking. This is
I
our
mean, you can
Debo
line
Samuel.
him up at halfback,
Yes.
maybe that 1st and 10, toss to the outside, just get creative. Like
Get
I don't
creative.
mind that.
Yeah.
Like I said,
Yeah.
bubble
Yeah.
screen, receiver screen, hook, fake lateral,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. But to Game's point, franchise tagging does not hurt the cap. But if you franchise tag him and he's not where he is, that's still 10 million that
Mm.
you've paid to him.
Mhm,
As far as a running back for Pollard.
mhm.
So if you're going to use that money, let's put that money to better use. Get you a good receiver. I'm looking at the list. You got a lot of receivers that are 6'2", 6'3". The kid out of Ole Miss, 6'2", 226. So that's a big boy, you know. and he's like the 12th ranked receiver out of the group. The kid out of Iowa State, um, he's 6'3", 207 pounds. I mean,
I can
yes,
see y'all. I can see y'all snagging a receiver. I
yeah.
can see y'all possibly snagging a receiver at 27.
I think that
Just
might
depend
be
who's
the
available.
play. Yeah, I think that might be the play. Um, yeah, Pacheco was in 7th, man. I mean, um, I think the players are there. It's excuse me. It's about finding the right players that fit your system. And that to me has been the issue with Dallas. They don't know what the system is, or they don't know what system they're running. And maybe they do, maybe they don't just again, they don't have the right players for that system. Right? You want to run a West Coast offense, but that's based on precision and timing. And we don't have that quarterback.
Right.
We don't have that QB for that.
Interesting.
And we don't have receivers
I'm
that
about to say we ain't got the speed for it either.
hey, prove me wrong. That's what I always say. Prove me wrong. It is precision and timing, and that is not what our QB does.
Right. And
And that's a fact.
Route running.
Yeah. And route running. In route running. CD is good. He's good. Not known for it, but he's good. Right?
So
He's good.
so for right now, both of y'all, do y'all have faith in Dak?
To do what? No, serious. I'm being so serious. Like, what do you have? Do I have
To
faith
win?
that Dak can get us to the playoffs? All right, I bet. I'm gonna answer your question with a question. Who would you rather have, Dak, or would you have Joe Burrow?
Joe Burrow all day.
Okay, so I think that answered the question because Joe Burrow has been to the mountaintop. You know what I mean? Like at an early age, I think the nickname, and please, Mr. Bengals fan, correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't his nickname Joe Cool?
Joe Cool, Joe Shiesty. Yes, sir.
So this is what I'm saying. You already got your A+ quarterback.
Yeah.
So us here in Dallas, we got to be happy with B-. So when you say what can he do? Like what you mean? Like can he lead us to 10+ wins? Yes. But can he lead us to the big game?
If you put Dak on Cincinnati's roster right now, if Dak was a quarterback on Cincinnati's roster,
Mhm.
or Dak was a quarterback on KC's roster,
I got you.
how far are they going?
Same place we going.
I got a
Okay,
question.
and I love the Cincinnati one because Chase and Higgins, they will be pissed. They would be like, "Who you throwing that to?" The thing I love about
real
Joe
talk.
Burrow, the thing I love about Joe Burrow and Mahomes and our elite quarterbacks is they know where their bread is buttered. Like a lot of time when Dak is in trouble, when he throws the ball, it's not necessarily to CeeDee Lamb. It's like, what you do that to who?
So
Like,
let me ask you fellas this question, man. I know you and your diatribe, but I'm gonna ask this question, man.
oh, I got you good.
The comparison. And we're gonna get out on this. Who would you rather have? So I'm still in the segment from A. Reed. Josh Allen or Dak Prescott?
That's not even close. Come on now.
Who is it?
Probably Allen.
Right.
Did you freeze, Aunt
Probably
Jay? Did
Allen.
you freeze?
I didn't freeze. I knew my answer.
Okay.
I was giving Mr. Reed his respect and having him answer first. You said that he
Probably
wasn't
Allen,
close to him.
but I still feel like Dak is. I still feel like Dak is at least a good top 10.
Okay. All right. All right.
I
Let me
think
throw some at you.
it can work, but it just has to work.
Okay. Whose stats do you think these are? 63.3% completion rating or percentage, 4,283 yards, 35 touchdowns, 14 interceptions with a 96 QB rating.
Sounds like Josh Allen to me.
Okay. Now, Dak, and you were right, it's Dak. How many games did he miss?
5.
5 games. 66.2% completion percentage. So he's higher than Josh Allen. 2,860 yards. Again, he was out 5 games. 23 touchdowns, 15 interceptions with a 91% QBR rating.
So you're projecting also that he would have thrown more picks in 5 games. My thing is this: Josh Allen.
I mean, either 5 picks, but that also means that he would have thrown more touchdowns.
Okay.
He would have been close in
can't just say
yards.
all he's going to do is throw picks every game.
No. It's not about
Without
the
touchdown.
picks. It's not about the picks. It's about
Right.
the untimeliness. Like, this is why
I agree.
And again, I know Buffalo is probably feeling some kind of way because they're so close every year. Because
Every year.
Josh Allen is at least, if not at 1, if not at 2, he's number 3. Like, he's literally the 3rd best quarterback in the league. And it's only because of his picks.
Right.
I mean, Josh Allen is as deadly with his feet as Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
He knows where his bread is buttered because of Stephon Diggs.
Right.
I mean, he can go. And when he's in the zone, he can give you 5 and 0 touchdowns and picks. Now, the problem is, I'd love to see what Josh Allen can do when he's not in that crazy Buffalo weather.
Hey, man, you play where you play. Well, all I'm saying is this. Josh Allen does not get the smoke that Dak does, right?
Correct.
People don't dog on him like they do Dak. Now, I'm not a Dak supporter. I'm not a guy that's a rah Dak all day. But I will say this: when you start looking at numbers, when you start looking at full seasons, like in 2021, we said, okay, well, they both had full seasons that year. Josh Allen had, again, 63% completion rating. Dak had 68. Josh Allen had 4,407 yards. Dak had 4,449. Right? Josh Allen had 36 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. Right? Okay. Dak had 37 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. Josh Allen's QBR is 92.2. Dak's is 60.5.
All that is beautiful.
So
all that is beautiful. It really is. My one thing is this. You remember that game a couple years ago where you saw Josh Allen almost out Patrick Mahomes?
Yeah.
Like, it took that crazy pass from Mahomes to Tyreek Hill to win. Like, this was the first dude that actually went back and forth with Patrick Mahomes.
Yes.
So now the question is for Dak, do you believe Dak can go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes? And the answer is no.
No.
And so that's why he doesn't get that smoke that you see. Because the 3 quarterbacks that are the top, Mahomes, Allen, and Burrow, they can outshoot anybody. Like, that's why they are elite, and everybody else is trying to chase those 3. And that's why Dak gets the smoke, because it's like, you supposed to be the dude. You got a star on your helmet. But now, again, us in Dallas know his limitations. But now he's got the contract.
Some of us in Dallas.
Correct. But
because
we love our B. We love our B- quarterbacks.
No, we
question.
Get a little bit delusional.
Quick question before we get off.
Yeah.
So let's say Dak is a free agent. Y'all are GMs of your teams. Dak is a free agent. Y'all need a quarterback to come in there and do what you need to do. You got Dak, you got Derek Carr. Who you pick?
I'm drafting me one, brother. You gave me option 1. You gave me option B. Sorry, 1, 2, A, B. I choose C.
Wow. That boy say you gave me option 1. You gave me option B.
Look, but we've seen the best both of these guys can do. I mean,
yeah.
You really think Carr in a different situation is going to propel the Saints into playoff positioning?
I think, well, it depends on the coach, man. I mean, hey, you saw what Winston could do with Sean Payton.
True.
You saw what he could do with Bruce Arians.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, hey, 30 touchdowns, 30 interceptions, but Favre had the same thing. That's always my contention. Favre had the exact same thing, and Favre is a Hall of Famer. So, I mean, will Derek Carr be different than Dak? Maybe he can throw them open more than Dak can, but we know Dak can't do that. That's not his game. I'm not saying right or wrong, but that's not his game. So either change your offense where he doesn't have to do that, or you get another quarterback that can do that to fit the offense. That's it. That's all.
I agree.
Yo.
Outro.
You're whack.
Guess what?
Hey.
Hey, man.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, I'm going to go. Hey, I'm sorry. I'm going to go to Delta State's website right now and see if I can get an Okra t-shirt. Whoever's still watching, please Google it. It is a sight to behold.
There you go. The
hey,
Fighting Okra.
Thank you so much. The Angry Okra.
Yeah, the Fighting Okra. Delta State.
Okra. That is real.
I told you it's real.
Real.
The buff nerd, he's here for you. Yo, thank you for joining with us. Such a fun time as always. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share this great podcast. We always have fun here at the shop.
Please.
You can always chop it up with us every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Tomorrow, 2 birds, 1 show, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central Standard
Come
Time.
on,
Yo,
play defense.
Hey, come on.
Grow up.
Grow
up, Mavs.
Play Josh.
Come on, man.
Let's go.
For real.
Appreciate you as always.
No doubt.